And then she breaks it open. It says that men are assumed to be purely physically driven around sex. But her research shows something more layered. When a wife initiates or responds with genuine desire, it doesn't just meet a physical need, it tells him he's wanted, valued, and enough. And when sex disappears from a marriage, men don't just feel frustrated, they feel rejected at some level that bleeds into how they show up everywhere else at work, as a father, as a husband. And the physical and emotional are far more connected for men than most women, or I would even say men, realize that at our core, we're a lover. And that's not just about physical sex. That's about so much more to life and adventure and beauty. And it's deep heart level connection that we all deeply long for. I mean, Proverbs says, guard your heart, for from it flows the wellspring of life. And I love what you highlighted. Beauty is about presence, not just appearance. It's being taken captive by a song, by a work of art, by a beautiful sunrise, and to be captured by my whole body, by my whole person in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me think of, he also spends a lot of time talking about the terms sensitivity and sensuality, which I think are both really important lost ideals. That sensitivity and sensuality are supposed to be cultivated parts of us, and they get dulled when we're developing sexuality in an unformed way. That, again, jumping to our conversation on hookup culture,
Yeah.
one of the core principles of hookup culture from research is don't feel it.
Right.
That the goal of hookup culture is emotionless sex, and that alcohol is a required element of hookup culture's existence.
Yeah.
Because we have to dull our sensitivity and sensuality in order to express sexuality in outside of them. But we're made with sensitivity and sensuality. And I really appreciate you calling out, for a man, the risk and the reward of initiating or receiving the gift of his bride, his lover. I've experienced that, and I notice in myself the sensitivity to it in my romantic relationship of, do I ask for this? Do I initiate? How will she respond? Is she in the mood? What will happen if I do? And cultivating that and understanding that about your partner is deeply important. And then, again, like you said, it's not just cultivating sensitivity and sensuality in the sexual dimension in order to get sex. It's about cultivating that in one another in all of life. Right? I mean, Arthur Brooks talks about this. He has this popular social media excerpt about the 5 ways to save your marriage, and number 1 is have more fun together.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? And something that Jolman talks a lot about is, in adventure, in play.
Yeah.
Like that, we need to cultivate lives that have and embody this kind of play.
Totally.
That is a holistic, that I can experience play in a variety of things. And a healthy sexuality is a playful sexuality, right? That it's not mere mechanics or, what you see so often in pornography, which is like this heated intensity about in usury and the heat of the passion of it. That there's this kind of playfulness, this kind of lightness to it, that is so often lost in the imitation of a divorced sexuality from the whole person. And one of the things, along with the dullness that he calls out, that I also wrote down in the margins, is repressed sensitivity. Right? That an unformed sexuality requires us to begin to repress sensitivity. That an objective of becoming an adult person is to feel less, right? And I think fundamentally, in order to be hurt or affected by less,
Totally.
when really he breaks out, and the opposite is true, that the invitation is to feel more and to feel
Right.
more from all of life, to be moved by more in life.